Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this super easy winter decor. It doesn't have to be for Christmas. You can just use it for winter. And actually you can not even put greenery in it, and you can just use this basic, very easy, beginner friendly piece for anything you want. I think I mentioned later at the end you could put a candle in it, candy in it, whatever you like. But for me, I put some greenery in it since it's now winter at the making of the video, which is 12/22/21. And then later I can take this out and take this brush off, and I can use it for a candle holder or you know, whatever, a bowl for something, whatever I decide. But it's very, very easy to make, and I will show you what you will need. It's about 4 inches tall and about 3 inches wide. I do tell you how you can make it wider if you want, and of course you can make it taller if you choose. So for this project, I used Peaches and Cream, which is a 100% medium weight number 4 cotton. Now you don't have to use this yarn. Any medium weight number 4 will work. You don't have to use cotton if you do not want to. The color I have is just called red. Now there were 120 yards in this ball, and this is what I got left. So you're probably going to need about 75 yards, 80 yards or so of a 4-weight yarn. Could be a little bit, you know, approximately that. Also, you're going to need some plastic canvas. You can get this at Walmart or any craft store, and it's even available on Amazon. That is what is inside there. That's making it keep its shape. Of course, if you're going to use it for a candle holder or something, or even a candy dish, you probably won't need anything in it to keep it shape. But since I'm using it for greenery, I wanted something for it to keep it shape. Now the brooch, I put on it just for decoration, not anything that you have to do. I thought it kind of reminded me of a winter wreath. It's a brooch that I purchased at Walmart, and the greenery is real, that I clipped from my own backyard. But if you do choose to use greenery in it and you don't have anything green in your yard, you can always pick up some fake greenery at Walmart or Amazon or something like that, craft stores or floral shops or something like that. But yeah, it's very easy. And then I'm going to be using a size J, which is a 6mm crochet hook. Let's do this. All right, so we want to start out with a slip knot on our hook. And we're going to start out with a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. You can also use the magic circle if you wish, but I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and chain 3 there and slip stitch into the first stitch to form a ring. So I always throw my tail over, and then I use my middle finger and I place it like that, and then I slip stitch. That way I can hold my ring open with my middle finger. See that? And now what I'm going to do is chain 1. Now that chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and I want to work 6 single crochets through the center of that ring. So I'm just going to stick my hook through the center and work 6 singles. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, just like that. Now what we're going to be doing is working in a continual round. And when I say that, what I mean by that is we will not be ending our round with a slip stitch. We'll just be continuing around and around. So for that, you're going to need a stitch marker. Well, I always use a piece of yarn. So we're going to go ahead and place our marker here at the end of round 1. And you want to make sure that you continue round 2 into the next single crochet, not the chain 1. Remember, it does not count, the next single crochet. So what I always do on round 1, because sometimes it can be tricky, I count back 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That way I know that I'm going into the correct one. So I'm going to go into the next single crochet. This is to start a round 2. You'll have 6 stitches at the end of round 1. Now we're starting round 2. I'm going to go into it and I'm going to work 2 single crochets. And I'm going to work around and putting 2 single crochets into every stitch until I get back to my stitch marker. And this is what I'll repeat for round 2. So 2 singles into the next, and then 2 into the next, 2 into the next, and 2 into the next. So I have made it back to my stitch marker, and at the end of round 2 you should have a total of 12 single crochets. So I'm going to move my marker up, and I'm going to continue round 3. So here is the repeat for round 3. We're going to put 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 single crochets into the next. So there's 1 and there's 2, and that's what we're going to repeat for round 3. So 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and 2 single crochets into the next, 1 single into the next, sorry about that, and then 2 singles into the next. And we'll repeat this all the way around for round 3 until we get back to our stitch marker. 1 single and 2 singles. I'm almost there, so I'm going to go ahead and finish out my round. Now your last stitch should have 2 single crochets into it when you get up to your stitch marker, and you should now at the end of round 3 have a total of 18 stitches. So now we're going to move our stitch marker up, and we're going to begin round 4. So the repeat for round 4, my stitch markers is too big. Okay. So for the repeat for round 4, we're going to put 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So 1 into the next, and then 1 into the next, and then the next one will get 2 single crochets. There's 1 and there's 2. And that's what we'll repeat for round 4. 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So there's 1 there, 1 into the next, and then 2 into the next. Repeat that again. 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. So there's 1 there, 1 into the next, and then 2 single crochets into the next. So go ahead and repeat this pattern of 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1, 1, 2, all the way around until you get back to your stitch marker. All right, I have made it to the end of round 4. In your last stitch, you should have ended in 2 single crochets into that last stitch, and now you should have a total of 24 stitches at the end of round 4. So let's go ahead and move our stitch marker up and start round 5. So round 5 is 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then 2 single crochets into the next. And that is the repeat for round 5. Pretty easy. 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. There's 1, 1 in the next, and 1 in the next, and then 2 single crochets into the next. There's 1 and 2. So that is what we're going to repeat for round 5. 1 single crochet into the next 3, and then 2 into the next. 1 single into the next 3, and 2 into the next, all the way around until we get back to our stitch marker. All right, I have made it to the end of round 5, and again, your last stitch should have had 2 single crochets in it, and now at the end of round 5 you should have a total of 30 stitches. So I'm going to go around one more time for the base. So I'm going to move my stitch marker up, and for round 6 is where we'll start. And we're going to go ahead and put 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 single crochets into the next. 1, 2. And that's what we're going to repeat for round 6. I'm sorry. 1 single crochet into the next 4. There's 1, 2, 3, and there's 4, and then 2 single crochets into the next. So let's go ahead and repeat this pattern of 1 single crochet into the next 4 and 2 singles into the next, all the way around until we get back to our stitch marker. All right, I have done a total of 19 rows. So that would be starting with row 1 here at the bottom, and then row 7 we did in the back loop, and then I continued with row 8 as 1 single crochet in every stitch, all the way up to 19 rows. Now you can make your bigger if you want. Now what I'm going to do is edge it. With a row of reverse single crochet. Sometimes people call that the crab stitch. I always call it the reverse single. Now it's very easy to do. It's the same thing as a single crochet, except for we're going to be working it in the opposite direction. So I'm at my stitch marker. I still have my 36 stitches. I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 1. Now I am going to work I'm going to go into the next stitch. So right here we slip stitched and I chained 1. I'm going to go into this stitch right here and work a single crochet. It's just a little tricky at first, but it's not hard. You just work a single crochet. It makes for a very pretty edging. Just like that. It takes just a little bit to get in your shoe, but trust me, you can do it. Go into the next one, through the front like that, and just yarn over, pull up like you're doing a regular single crochet. But we're just working it in the opposite direction. See that? Single crochet, opposite direction. Very easy. And if you're new, don't worry if you make a mistake. That's how you learn. I make mistakes all the time. So I'm going to continue across, putting 1 single crochet, reverse single crochet, but it's actually just a regular single crochet in every stitch, working in the opposite direction. Now if you want, like if you're doing this and you're having trouble and you know having trouble getting it down, just go ahead and do 1 more row of regular single crochet. It's not going to make a difference if you don't have this edging on it. It's just kind of, like I said, another little added detail, but it's not necessary. It's not going to change the outcome of anything if you just do regular single crochet if you have trouble with the reverse. So I'm going to continue around until I get back to my starting point. See what that looks like? That's how it kind of makes it look like it's wrapped around at the top there. Alright, I'm coming back here to my stitch marker. So here's the stitch that we slip stitched into. I'm going to go ahead and do a reverse single crochet into that stitch. And I'm going to slip stitch into the chain 1 that is also in that same spot. Slip stitch into it. It's always the hardest part. There we go. I'm going to tie that off with my dull scissors. And now I'm going to hide my tail. So I'm going to grab my yarn needle. You can pull that stitch marker out. Don't need him anymore. And I'm going to take it and go back through like that. There we go. And I'm going to go through the back of it, and I'm just going to go through a couple times and hide my tail up. This is just a quick, fun, easy project for a little bit of winter decor. Go take it back the other way now, and we should be good to go. Okay, so the plastic canvas is what's going to keep it nice and sturdy. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of measure around. Well, we do our best here. Let me just cut it in half first. I think that's going to work best. So take your plastic canvas, cut it in half. If you prefer to stiffen it with like glue or something, you know, that's always something you can do. and roll it in here. We'll have to cut some of it off, but we're just trying to get the right shape first. To get in here. This would be good for a candle too, if you want to use it for a candle holder. Put to the bottom with it. And then, hey, that's about the right size. If I sew it together here, let me take a clip there to mark off the top. So don't have to be exactly at the top, but right about here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so I measured it. Let me clip that top part off, and now I'm going to sew it together with a yarn needle and some yarn, and I can stick it in there, and it's going to hold my piece together so it's not floppy. You can get plastic canvas at Walmart in the craft aisle, or on Amazon, or at craft stores. Okay, so I think that size is going to fit okay. So I'm going to take some of my red yarn and a yarn needle. I'm going to take it like this, and I'm going to take my yarn needle, and I'm just going to kind of go around and around it. It's not going to be seen, so I'll tie a knot down here to hold it. It's going to be inside your holder there, so no one's going to see any knots or anything. Okay, and they're not going to see how good your sewing is or anything, so I'm just going to go back and forth and just sew this up. See me grabbing the piece, both pieces, going around and around, kind of like a whip stitch. And I'm going to do this until I get to the top. And that should hold it together well enough that we can put it in the piece, and it should hold its shape. Hopefully. Alright, I'm going to continue this until I get to the top of my plastic canvas. Alright, to hide the plastic canvas tail, you just kind of weave it in a little bit and then knot it off. That's what I do anyways. Put a little knot, a couple knots in it, go back and forth a couple times. And that should hold it together. Good enough anyways. So we'll clip that off. And then I kind of take it and go like this with it. And I'll stick it in and see what she looks like. Let's see how she looks. If she fits. Hopefully. It's going to want to pop open. The plastic canvas is going to want to. There we go. Hey, that looks pretty good. That looks nicely. So plastic canvas is a little bit below, and that is what I want. There we go. Now, you can decorate it now. That's so cute. Look, you could stick a candle in there or whatever you wanted. So I have a little brooch I'm going to put on mine. I guess I want to put it on there. I don't know, kind of reminded me like of a wreath for like winter. Like a winter wreath. Not necessarily just Christmas, just winter in general. So, you know, you don't have to do this, but this came from Walmart. This wreath did. Wreath brooch. I'm going to stick it on there. I love brooches a lot. And then I'm going to put some greenery in mine. I got greenery from my trees out back. So it's real greenery. But you don't have to even put greenery in it. You could put whatever you want, you know. The sky's the limit. You could use it as a candy dish. Like I said, candle in it. You can get, if you don't have anything green in your yard, you could put fake greenery in it. You could buy that at Walmart as well. I got a couple different kinds of greenery to put in it. I wish I had some holly berries. I do not have any here at this house, or I would put them on. But that's it. That's so cute. It can work for so many things. But for me, it's just some winter decor to set up. I might get rid of a little bit of that greenery. It's pretty full. But anyways, that is it. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. It was a quick, easy, a fun project to do, and so many uses for this for decor. You know, like I said, candy, candle, put the greenery in it, whatever you want to do with it, you know, anything. The sky's the limit. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my other tutorials. I do have hundreds and hundreds of them. Lots of wearables, lots of decor, lots of anything that you could ever want to make. I have multiples and lots of them. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks everybody. Bye bye. Stay safe.